Alright, again we're going to convert to vertex form by completing the square. This time what we have is we've got a coefficient in front of our x, or an a value, so we're going to have to factor it out first. So as per usual, I'm going to start by rewriting out my expression. Do I have to do this every time? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting brackets around my 2x squared plus 12x plus 11. So there's my brackets there, so that's an 11. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to partially factor, and I'm only going to factor out the 2, and that's why I'm partially factoring. I'm not going to take out everything. So there we go, x squared plus 6x, beautiful, plus 11. So now what you're going to do is similar to in the past. You're going to try to figure out a term that's going to go in here. So I'm going to take 6 and divide it by 2 and then square it. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then I'll square it, which equals to 9. So now I'm going to say y equals 2, and I'm going to actually draw a big giant square bracket and a smaller round bracket, x squared plus 6x plus 9, and I'm going to close my round bracket and now subtract 9 and then close my giant big bracket. And what I'm saying here is that I'm taking the 2 and I will be multiplying by everything inside these brackets, the negative 9 and this expression as well. Plus 11 remains on the outside. Next I'm going to remove my negative 9 out so I can actually do this math, but I can't just remove it directly out. I have to multiply it by 2 first, and then I can do the math between negative 9 and positive 11. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write y equals, and the 2 times the trinomial is still going to remain. I'm still multiplying by 2, but I'm not going to formally do it, so I can factor it. And also be able to represent it in vertex form later on. And because it's out of the brackets now, I'm going to go positive 2 times negative 9, which makes negative 18 plus 11. So I write y equals 2 x squared plus 6x plus 9, and then negative 18 plus 7 would make negative 7. And I'm going to finish off by factoring its inside here. So just in case you're unclear, I'm going to draw my plus times table, and what's going to multiply to positive 9 and add to positive 6, and I believe it's 3 and 3. So I can go the long way and just say y equals 2x plus 3, x plus 3 minus 7, and I hope by now you're looking at this going, oh my gosh, we don't have to do this a long way every time. So we can say y equals 2x plus 3 squared minus 7, and my vertex in that situation would be negative 3, negative 7. So this time's a little bit trickier. I picked this one because I've got a negative 2 value at the front here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take a second and go y equals negative 2x squared plus, 20x minus 2. So y equals, I'll go negative 2 bracket x squared, oops, sorry about that. I'm just going to erase that right there. And I'm going to clean this up as well, just so that way it's a little bit neater. That's a plus. So when I factor out that negative 2, what's going to happen is what is a positive divided by a negative, and hopefully you know in your heads that that's going to make a negative. And then 20 divided by 2 leaves me with 10x minus 2. So now I need to figure out what term I'm going to insert over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take negative 10 and divide it by 2 and square it. So that equals negative 5, which I will be squaring, which makes 25. Good. So now I go y equals negative 2 square bracket x squared minus 10x plus 25 minus 25, close square bracket, minus 2. And next I go y equals negative 2. I'm going to break these terms out, so I'm now going to deal with this negative 25 by breaking it out, and I'm going to break the brackets by multiplying it by negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 25 is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to keep my trinomial as is. I'm not going to multiply in my negative 2, so we can keep it in vertex form. And I know that negative 2 times negative 25 is positive 50 minus 2. Y equals negative 2. And now I'm going to factor this trinomial. And so what I can do is I can say the factor is going to be what multiplies to positive 25 and adds to negative 10. And I know that that's going to be negative 5 and negative 5 are my two factors. So what I can do is I can say x minus 5 squared. And then I can deal with this over here and say what is positive 50 minus 2, and that would be positive 48. And my vertex on that would be positive 5, positive 48.